Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Sunday. Welcome back. I hope your day is off to a fabulous start. In today's video, we are going to sniff and chat our way through the 6 new Kringle Reserve candles that are launching on June 20th at noon Eastern Standard Time at kringlecandle.com. I feel like I am the turtle of the ambassador group because I think I'm one of the last people to share my initial thoughts on these in either video format or Instagram posts, so sorry about that. Listen, I'm getting up there in years and it's taken me a little bit longer to get this stuff done, so bear with me. Anyway, full disclosure, I am a Kringle candle ambassador, so they were kind enough to send these to me prior to the launch, obviously, so that I could share my thoughts with you. I'm really excited about this particular launch because I feel like there is gonna be something here for most of you, if you're interested. So yeah, I've burned all of these at least twice at this point. One of them I burned, I think 3 times already. Please note that I plan on actually burning all of these to the halfway point prior to the actual launch on the 20th. I want to have all of the individual in-depth reviews done prior to the launch so that you can reference them, and hopefully that will help you make a decision on whether you are interested in any of these. You know, I want you guys to be able to make an informed decision. So I'll go ahead and link Kringle Candle in the comments down below. If you've never visited their website, they offer a lot of different candles. So these are specifically from the Reserve line. So these do tend to be a little bit more spendy. The fragrances in the Reserve line, I feel like, are a little bit more interesting. Some of them are a little bit more conceptual. Some of them honestly are kind of basic actually, but are just incredibly well done. There's just some really great scents in this particular lineup, and I'm a big fan personally. And there's a couple in here that I'm really loving. I'll let you guys know what my favorites are as we go through them. There's one that honestly just absolutely shocked me. So yeah, I'm so excited to go through these with all of you. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the one that surprised me the most, and it is the Heartwood. So here is the label for Heartwood. I'm particularly drawn to this, like, this wood slice here, if you will. My husband just recently bought a wood miser, and so we are making like wood slabs so that we can create tables and stuff like that. Oh man, I love me a live edge table. Like, that's, I think, one of my favorite things in the world right now. So I've been asking him to make me a live edge oak table for our back patio for 3 years now, and it's finally coming to fruition. But I just think this is an incredibly beautiful label on here. And this fragrance, you guys, it's so beautiful. So you can see I've definitely put a little bit of a dent in this one already. I have not trimmed any of the wicks because I want you guys to be able to see the wicks. There are some where the wicks they're a little wild at first, so we'll talk about those. But let me pull up these fragrance notes so that I can take you guys through each of the notes. Again, we will be doing the in-depth reviews, so we'll get a little bit deeper into these during those videos. But in the meantime, Heartwood. Our top notes are sandalwood and green. The mid notes are sage and spice. And the base is patchouli and amber. Okay. So listen up. If you heard patchouli and you just immediately checked out, please come back. Please come back, because I promise you, this is not that like really earthy, dirty hippie kind of patchouli. This is such a beautiful patchouli, you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay. Sandalwood. Absolutely. And it's not a creamy sandalwood. It's just more of like a straight up sandalwood. The sage and the spice, listen, you can definitely smell the sage in here. And there is a very interesting spice concoction. I kind of feel like there's maybe a hint of clove in here. Maybe just a tiny, tiny touch of like a star anise. So like a little bit of that like hint of like licorice in a way, but not, like it's not coming across as black licorice, if that makes sense. More like the actual star anise. So yeah, those are the spice notes that I'm picking up here is the clove. And it's not aggressive. This is not like a super, super spicy clove. It's very soft. Oh, it's so pretty. But you guys, I think it's the base of the patchouli and the amber that's really rocking my world here. Listen, when it comes to like personal fragrances, I'm a huge fan of patchouli, like the very pretty, like perfumey patchouli. And I love when it's paired with amber. Those deeper, heavier, spicier fragrances really work well with my personal body chemistry. So think like the old school, like Coco Chanel, like that nice, warm, like spiciness and just amberiness. It's, oh, this is perfect. This is the perfect woody scent in my world. I don't normally gravitate towards like woody types of fragrances when it comes to home fragrance normally, but this one is, I'm telling you, if I love this, I bet a lot of you guys will as well. But you do have to be okay with the amber and the patchouli because that's definitely a heavy component here. This obviously will not be for everybody, but listen, if you take a chance on this one, you are not going to be disappointed. It is fantastic. In terms of any burn issues, nope, these wicks are, they're not forming huge mushroom tops. Some of these, like massive mushroom tops, but this one is just that classic Kringle Reserve burn, really clean, fabulous, so good. So this one here, a must try, and I'll be repurchasing this one myself. Hands down, there's no way that I'm not getting more of that. I think this is going to be fantastic. I even thought about this one in terms of incorporating it in the fall and the holiday time. Ooh, it would be so beautiful with a lot of fragrances around that time of the year. I'm telling you, this one is special. I'm a fan and it surprised me. I was not expecting that at all. Okay, we're gonna go in now with what is probably my favorite. Love this Heartwood, and it is, I love it, but this grilled PB&J, you guys, I have a feeling this is one of the ones that's gonna be super popular. I have a feeling this one's gonna sell out, and with good reason. But let me just tell you, the first couple burns that I've done, this one burns hot. So see those wicks? So the first burn, it got these massive, massive mushroom tops that started smoking. In fact, I kind of noticed it from across the room and I was like, what is happening to that candle? So I walked over, I saw what was happening. I went ahead and extinguished it. I trimmed the wicks quite short, and that was a good choice. So now with the subsequent 2 burns, the mushroom tops haven't gotten quite as big. So I never tell people to trim the wicks on these prior to the first burn, and I still wouldn't tell you to do that with this one, but I'm just gonna tell you this is one that I think you need to watch during the first burn, and just be prepared to extinguish it when those mushroom tops really start to form. And then the subsequent burns, trim it quite short, because look how long these are. Again, you can see that little tiny mushroom top hanging on there, and then there's another one that I think flew off after I extinguished the candle the other day. But yeah, this is one where you're gonna wanna trim these wicks for sure. In general, like, there are times where I don't feel like I have to trim a Homeworks wick. For example, with this Heartwood, I wouldn't necessarily trim these because you can see there's not like a huge mushroom top on there, but I would still probably think about doing it just a little bit, just that very, very top part, but I don't feel like I have to. With this one, yes, you have to. Trim the wicks, people, I'm telling you. All right, let's go through these notes. Oh, she is delicious, you guys. This is a lovely blend of sweet and savory. It's so interesting, and I think it smells spot on to a grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which is my favorite way. Like, I always like to have my bread toasted when it comes to peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Raise your hand if you're the same way. Okay, our top notes here are peanut butter. The mid notes are grape and raspberry. The base is nut and sugar. So, what are you smelling? First of all, I get that like toasted bread note here, which is leaning towards more of like that savory versus the sweet. So that's where you're getting the savory in this one. But then you smell the peanuts. I smell that base note of the nuts, but it's coming across as peanut to me for sure. Oh, it's so good. It's so good, you guys. I'm trying to explain the grape raspberry concoction. I am not someone who loves grape peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, which I know is like the OG. I will happily eat a grape peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but my personal favorite is using raspberry jam. And I think that I smell more raspberry in here than I do grape, which grape by me. But there is a little bit of a mix of those two jam or jelly notes, if you will. And it's done really well, you guys. This is one of those where it's a kind of a simple fragrance, but it smells incredibly authentic and delicious, and it's got a good performance in terms of strength and throw. There is one here that is a little bit lighter in terms of strength and throw. We'll talk about that one next, but this one is doing quite well. So honestly, I can't get enough of that one. She's gonna be one of those ones where I know it's gonna sell out initially, and then Kringle will take forever to restock it, and we'll all be annoyed, and this is what happens with Kringle, I feel like, especially with these reserve candles. All right, you guys, let's talk about the gingered peach. Okay, the top notes here are peach and nectar. The mid notes are apricot and spice. The base is sweet and cane sugar. So let's give her the old snifferoo. First of all, I burned this one twice. Listen, I don't normally like that gingery type note. It just smells very sharp and spicy to my nose, but I think this is one of the first times where I think ginger smells a little bit more dull, much more bearable to my nose, and I actually enjoy this one. There's quite a bit of peach in here though. I think it's the fact that the peach overpowers everything else that makes this one still a winner for me, despite the addition of the ginger. The ginger does make it a little bit more interesting. That is the only like spice that I smell in here. I don't smell any other types of spices. Like there's no like allspice in here or anything like that. There's no cinnamon and clove, nothing like that. The spice is the ginger, if you will. There is absolutely some apricot in here. It's a sweet fragrance. It's not overly sweet. It's actually quite delicious. I think this smells really pretty. It's a very interesting take on peach and a little bit different from the peach that I normally gravitate towards. Because again, the ginger, it does change the fragrance for sure. But it's not overly spicy. So if you're normally scared of ginger, I think you could take a chance on this one, and I think you'll probably enjoy it. But the strength and throw on this one is lighter than any of these other ones. It's on the like low medium end of the spectrum. So I'm wondering if I burn this one a little bit longer, if maybe I hit a scent pocket or something. But this one is noticeably lighter from the other ones. So I do want to put that out there. Do be aware. Anyway, still a lovely scent. I'm going to keep burning this one. This one is going to burn for quite a bit today. I can burn these reserve candles for like 5-6 hours at a time. I never have any issues with these. And I can also do that with like the regular Kringle candles that come in this style of jar. I cannot do that with my country candles. So I would say don't do that with your country candles. Those still those can get messy after about like 4.5 hours of burning. All right, next we're going in with one that I was also a little nervous about because this has caramel in it, but I'm happy to report that this is not that overly heavy, like overly indulgent, rich caramel. It's definitely there, but I feel like it's balanced with the other notes in here so it doesn't overpower the whole thing. So let's read through. By the way, I love the label on here. Whatever this is, I want to drink it. It looks so good. So anyway, there's the label for that one. And you can see this one is forming some decent mushroom tops there. So this one I would definitely trim that top part off for sure. Let's read the notes. Sorry, my phone keeps turning off. All right, so the top notes are caramel sweet. I think it's supposed to be caramel, comma sweet, but it doesn't matter. Caramel is sweet, end of story. The mid notes are marshmallow and vanilla cream. The base is chocolate and caramel. You guys, this is one of those candles where what you smell on cold sniff is what you smell when it's burning, and you smell every single one of these fragrance notes. At least I do. It starts out with the caramel for sure. It's at the top. Let's just get that out of the way. But it immediately goes into the marshmallow and vanilla cream for me, and then the chocolate. It's like just a hint of milk chocolate. It's not a dark, rich, fudgy chocolate by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah. It's yummy. Listen, it's a great gourmand. It smells edible. It smells delicious. It's not cloying. It's not overpowering when it comes to the caramel. This is one of those caramel fragrances that I actually enjoy. Typically when I see caramel, I'm automatically like, nah, I'm gonna leave that for the others. But this one here, I think I would actually consider repurchasing this one. So I'm gonna keep burning her, and I'm excited to have a caramel that is within my very narrow window of what is acceptable for caramel. All right, this one here, Merlot. So I was talking with Katie on Instagram one day, and she was mentioning that she was gonna burn the grilled PB&J alongside the Merlot. So I actually did that. This was a really great decision. If you really like that grape note with your peanut butter sandwich, put these two next to each other, and yeah, so mad props to Katie for that combo right there. Delicious. So, all right, let's go ahead and read through the fragrance notes here. So we have, at the top, we have grape and berry. The mid notes are currant and sweet. The base is berry sugar. Grape, yeah. It reminds me of, what are these, Concord grapes? I believe these are Concord grapes. This smells like Concord grapes. You know, those like dark, deep purple, like the big, fat, juicy Concord grapes. Yeah, these guys. This is what this smells like for sure. There is a berry note in here for, it's almost like, it's definitely blackberry for sure. I can't tell if there's also maybe some raspberry, but it's coming off as a little bit more blackberry than like any other type of berry. So I'm gonna go with blackberry. Currant, yes, there is a touch of red currant in here specifically. I can pick out currant from a mile away. I'm kind of sensitive to it. It's okay in here. It's another one of those fragrances where I just have some bad like scent memories associated with it. So for me, it's one of those things where I smell currant and I'm like, that reminds me of, you know, we all have those smells. And then the berry sugar, I don't know. I mean, I just think it smells like really sweet blackberries. Really sweet blackberries, but like predominantly Concord grape. This is yummy. It doesn't smell boozy. This is not like, this is not coming across as a wine fragrance. This does not smell boozy to me. It smells like really rich Concord grapes mixed with like some sweetened blackberry. It's yummy. It's pretty straightforward. This is not one of those exotic fragrances, but it pairs really well with the grilled PB&J. So you should check that out if you're interested. All right, Bonfire. Now this is the one where personally I could take it or leave it, but It is one of those hearth or like smoky wood type fragrances that is really pleasant. I don't think this one is like overly smoky smelling. It's nice, but will this be a repurchase for me? No. And this will also be the type of fragrance that I will enjoy in our backyard setting. We do have a fireplace back there. I love burning candles in our covered patio area. We spend a lot of time out there year round. And do I burn candles outside? Absolutely, yes I do, and it's fabulous. In fact, we just had our neighbors over. Our neighbors love this. So they came over on, I think it was Thursday of this week, and we were hanging out, just kind of chatting. And Lindsay was like, oh my gosh, what is that candle? That smells insanely good. Where is that from? And I was telling her, and she was like, holy crap, I've never heard of this company. That's amazing. So I think Kringle just got themselves a new customer, but you guys look at the wicks on Bonfire. This is Bonfire, by the way. This is the last one, Bonfire. Look at these mushroom tops. Trim this puppy and trim them short. Look at that. Fat. This one here, almost, besides having that like smoky hearth type note to it, it also smells just a little bit borderline, not perfumey, but cologne-y to my nose. So let's read through the fragrance notes. All right, so at the top we have pepper and wood. The mid notes are cardamom and ginger, and the base is amber and fir. I think it might be the amber that is turning this one a little bit cologne-y or perfumey to my nose. I don't hate that. I think it actually makes me enjoy this wood scent a little bit more. Pepper, there is a pepperiness to this. It's really interesting. I was wondering how that pepper note would translate when we were first sent the information about this collection before I even got them. I was looking and I was like, nah, how's that gonna go? It actually works quite well with this. Cardamom, yes, there is a definite cardamom note here. I think it honestly kind of helps to balance everything a little bit more in this scent. Oddly enough, I don't get ginger out of this one at all. And I smell the ginger in here. So I know I'm not immune to the ginger. I don't smell the ginger burning or on cold sniff, just so you're aware. So if you're really excited about that ginger, I don't know. It's not there for me. And the fir. Yes, there is just a touch of almost like a holiday tree note in here in a way, but this really focuses much more on that wood note, and it really does smell like charred wood to my nose. Wood that has definitely been burnt. It's not fresh, and it's sprinkled with some pepper. Like, you really get that pepper. It's actually I think one of the first things that I smell alongside of the wood for sure. But that amber, I like that they put the amber in here. I think this one is gonna be popular with those of you that like these more like earthy, woody types of fragrances. I really did like the label on this one. Just very simple, very pretty. It looks great in the backyard. I actually have this in the London Hurricane from, I think that one's from Crate & Barrel, right? Looks gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. So you guys, these are the 6 fragrances. I obviously have a couple faves here that I will be repurchasing for sure. I'm so excited to hear about which one of these you guys are interested in. I am aware that Kringle, they're launching a lot of things right now. I'm actually waiting for my order from the recent, the country candle launch that they just did like not long ago. I did pick up 3 from that collection. So yeah, they're coming out with a lot of stuff, but I think this particular one it's really well thought out. There's a little something for everybody here. And if you're interested in picking these up when the time comes, you can use my discount code. Mine is Melanie15. That is an affiliate discount code. And that'll save you at least 15% off the purchase of these. But also, obviously, if you have rewards points or anything like that, you can apply those to the Reserve candles as well. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm gonna get to work on burning these, and you will see the in-depth reviews prior to the launch. I promise I'll get it done. I'm gonna try really hard to get it done. And here comes my assistant. So I think this guy is ready for a little treat. You need a treat? He totally needs a treat. So anyway, I appreciate you watching. If you're new here, please subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.